10-leg 32,000 nautical mile race around the globe that uses a high points scoring system. So as you can see, it is an incredibly windy day out here in Newport. Let's get a first check of our forecast with ABC6 Providence Now meteorologist Kelly Bates.
Thank you very much, Tiffany. We have a very gusty wind this afternoon in place. Conditions right now include a current temperature here in Newport of 61, with winds the official at the airport of 24 miles per hour. But we have been tracking higher wind gusts here at Fort Adams. So at times we're finding gusts closer to 30 miles per hour. We also have unrestricted visibility, just like perfect conditions for sailing. So lucky us, and we get to experience this gorgeous day with our friends who came in off the water. So taking a look at your futurecast, we have a big dome of high pressure in charge, and temperatures that are going to be continue in through the 60s. So of course warmer in the interior where you're not under the influence of this fairly aggressive coastal flow. It's been real breezy, friends. We've lost many hats here. Once we get to the tomorrow morning, we're expecting temperatures to be down to the 50s, so not quite as chilly as the overnight that we had experienced last. And also as we go to tomorrow afternoon, temperatures should be just a touch milder, topping out in the 70s. So our futurecast continues on. There looks to be a slight chance of a shower for Thursday night, and temperatures at the time, 7:30, should be down into the 60s. Taking a look at our futurecast into Friday afternoon, temperatures will be in the 30s, and we'll basically do a mix of sun and clouds. Now here's the weekend. If you want to take advantage of your weekend and come on down here to Newport, Saturday should be a mild one with mostly cloudy skies and a temp of 72, and Sunday is going to be a little bit cooler for Mom on Mother's Day with a high closer to 64. So on the whole, a pretty decent stretch. Conditions are going to be fully supportive of coming on out here, but a couple of things to know. Number one, bring a coat. I know it may seem strange to say bring a coat rather than just a jacket or a sweatshirt, but when these winds pick up, the water temperature is still in the 40s, and it gives you a blast of that feel. And also, don't forget your sunblock. It's a lot like being out at an amusement park. There aren't many places to hide. There's no shady spots. So a sunblock recommendation definitely required here.
So important. Thanks so much, Kelly. Sure. So the ocean race is a catalyst for change. Providence Now meteorologist Skylar Spindler takes a look at the sustainability of the ocean race.
Well, this year, the Ocean Race has committed to being the most sustainable and climate positive edition of the race to date. And the event organizers have set several goals to address climate change and reduce the environmental impacts of the race. Some of the goals are to reduce and achieve net zero carbon emissions for the race, and that includes all emissions from race activities, travel, and infrastructure. The race is implementing measures such as renewable energy sources, energy efficient equipment, and carbon offsetting to achieve these goals. They're also looking to eliminate single-use plastic from its operations and events, and this includes reducing plastic waste from team bases, events, and other activities associated with the race. And this year's race wants to raise awareness of these threats facing the ocean and promote action to improve the ocean's health. So they're looking at promoting ocean conservation and reducing the impact of the plastic pollution on the ocean. So they're also trying to look at sustainable practices and engage with partners, teams, and fans to promote the sustainability and encourage action to address climate change issues. So their overall goals is to be a model for sustainable and environmentally responsible sporting events, showcasing how it is possible to host a world-class sporting event while minimizing the impact on the environment.
Now, in the next week and a half, tens of thousands of visitors will descend on Newport, and while they're here, they will have an impact, economically speaking, of nearly $50 million. With more on the economic impact to the ocean state, here's Providence Now reporter Daniel Coates.
Well, boats from all over the globe will be shortly sailing into Newport as a part of the city's third time hosting the ocean race, the end of one of the legs for top-class boats traveling thousands upon thousands of miles. But as important as this stop is for those boats, it's equally important for the city and the businesses in it. Now, the city says the festivities and attractions on Fort Adams Point will attract nearly 100,000 people over the next week and $30 million for the city and its businesses like these I'm walking by on Thames Street. I spoke with some of those small business owners who say this is an extension of the summer season that usually begins on Memorial Day weekend. They're expecting a roughly 20% increase in traffic and a chance to show the international crowd who Newport is and why Rhode Island is a place they'll have to keep coming back to.
While the ocean race is an event in and of itself, Providence Now digital reporter TJ Albin took a look at all the other things visitors can do in the city by the sea.
Exploring the sailing capital of the world, whether it's by land or air, people travel all over the world. All right, so being from Puerto Rico.
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
From Ontario, Canada.
Maryland.
California.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Texas.
I'm from the Netherlands.
You're from the Netherlands.
I'm from Spain.
And you're from Spain. They come to see the beauty right here in our own backyard, in the city, by the sea.
Well, we love traveling. We're drawn to come back here. I think it's the water, the boats, just the friendly vibe.
Newport locals are the best ever to share their city with us.
The people are very hospitable. And I would say if you're going to come around this time of the year, it's great.
From Newport! I'm TJ Albin for Providence Now.
Starting next week, some 5,000 students from Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, and Connecticut will descend right here on Fort Adams State Park. Classes will be taught at the Exploration Zone. Students will take part in the interactive exhibit for all ages, learning about sailing, ocean health, coastal sustainability, marine science, technology, and art. So we also wanted to highlight some great local sailors at the high school level. East Greenwich has an amazing sailing team. They're called the Avengers, and they are doing East Greenwich High School very proud. Here's reporter Yanni Tregellis.
Check it out, we have the East Greenwich sailing team here behind us. We're checking out a day in their life at practice. With the ocean race coming to town this week, we thought we'd check out the younger sailors that are training to maybe one day be racing in the ocean race. Let me tell you, these kids, they are pretty good. Last weekend, they won the Turk Trophy at MIT, and they're just continue sailing on, going for the O'Day Trophy this coming weekend from their varsity. They're going to be competing in the NIT tournament with the JVs, going for states. Let me tell you, watch these kids maneuver the water on their sails. It's something special. My first time actually seeing sailing, and it is a crazy sport.
Sailing students from across Rhode Island have been eagerly awaiting the ocean race. Providence Now anchor Alyssa Azaro was able to catch up with some of them.
I'm in Newport at Fort Adams State Park, where you sailors are pumped up for today's ocean race. High school sailors out of Sail Newport will be at the finish line cheering on Newport's racing team, 11th hour sailing. One high school senior I spoke with has been sailing a majority of his life and says he's been following along with the race since it first kicked off. He also says the ocean race is inspiring and he looks up to those competing in the race.
Now, while we are here and anxiously awaiting the third boat in the ocean race, onlookers have been here all afternoon. They brought chairs, they brought snacks to cheer on their favorite team. You are invited here. It is a family-friendly event running all weekend long. In fact, it starts tomorrow. But Saturday morning at 10 a.m., the park opens. It runs through the 21st. Again, it is a completely free event. There will be live music, live bands, the chance to learn how to sail. You'll learn more about the ocean in the Exploration Zone. There will be interactive opportunities set up in the park, lots of shopping as well. You can check out all the details when you can hear the live music. It's all on our website, abc6.com. Now, over the next 2 weeks, those crew members will finally be able to get real hot food. They'll be able to take a shower, sleep in a cozy bed. For the last 17 days, these crew members have been stuck in a 15 by 20 boat. They will be able to see their families for the first time and their friends. Sailors will finally be able to show off their skills front and center in front of fans on Saturday, May 20th. They're called import races. They are fast and furious and test the sailors' boat handling capabilities to the max. The winner gets the best starting position in the final 5 minutes before that start gun goes off. And then on Sunday, May 21st, those teams will take off again, this time racing to Denmark in leg 5 of 7. A little over 4,000 miles, and this leg is expected to take just over 9 days. We will be back with more news, weather, coming up right after this, live from Newport.